Gimme 5 Sports. I'm Noah Powell. A little rain outside has made me come in, change location, but the show must go on. With that being said, what a week of sports this has been. I've been trying to think of the best adjectives to describe this week, but there's so many. The top ones that come to my mind are monumental, powerful, emotional, raw, progressive. This week is unprecedented and will go down in history and be discussed for years to come. With that being said, I'm going to change up my 5-minute structure today. Use the first 2 minutes to discuss what's going on with the NBA playoffs update and what's going on with the NFL season right before it begins. And the last 3 minutes, I'm going to discuss what truly made this week historic and so powerful. So, like usual, let's get our timers ready and give me 5. First up, we have Alvin Kamara, star running back for the New Orleans Saints. He has not shown up to training camp for the past 3 days and is going to the last year of his rookie deal this season. So it seems to be he's trying to restructure his contract and re-sign. It's smart for him to do this, I believe, because this upcoming free agent running back class is stacked. There's at least 10 starting caliber quality backs in this upcoming free agent year. So if he doesn't re-sign now, we're not sure what type of money he'll get in free agency. But fantasy football fans, beware. The Jaguars are basically selling shop. They moved young defensive end Yannick Ngakoue to the Vikings for some draft picks, and also have released their former first-round pick, 4th overall running back Leonard Fournette. Ngakoue actually took a $5 million pay cut just to make sure he got out of Jacksonville, which says a lot about what's going on in that organization as we speak. Also, I gotta give a little Eagle shout out. It's not positive, but they're hurting with the injury bug yet again. Jalen Reagor, Andre Dillard, Brandon Brooks, the list goes on. But it's nothing new for the Eagles, and we'll still make the playoffs and do our thing. Next, NBA recap. Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray are putting on a spectacular show. This series has been amazing. Yet again, we got 2 great performances again in Game 6. Jamal Murray scored 50 points and got his Nuggets to survive again one last game to force a Game 7, but Donovan Mitchell in that same game also scored 44. Game 7 is going to be just as amazing, I can only expect. Luka Doncic's magic has unfortunately come to an end as the Clippers closed out the series, eliminating the Mavericks. But the Mavericks have a lot of great hope for the future between Luka and Kristaps Porzingis, and what this team's going to do in the next coming years, we're going to have to watch out. But for the Clippers, talking about the present of number 2 team in the West, getting Paul George out of his slump was huge and crucial for this team. It's great for them to get their rhythm back and great for them to have their second best player locked and loaded, ready to go in the playoffs. Also this week, it begins when players' family and very close friends are able to come in the bubble, so we're going to see what type of dynamic that changes for these players. Now that that is all out the way, it's time to talk about the more serious things. First up, we have rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther, amazing actor and even better person who brought so much help to the world. Rest in peace, Luke Olson, Arizona basketball head coach, led them to 5 Final Four appearances and a national championship. Rest in peace to Cliff Robinson, an amazing person. He was a talent NBA player for the Trailblazers, won 6th Man of the Year, and was a one-time All-Star. He was known as Uncle Cliff, is how great he was to everyone around him. And also rest in peace to John Thompson, the first black head coach to win a national championship in basketball. He's head coach at Georgetown, also won 2 championships with the Boston Celtics, and held his Georgetown players to 97% graduation rate. Now, what also made this week historic was the boycotts fighting against police brutality and racial injustice in response to Jacob Blake. It all started with the Milwaukee Bucks, who did not appear for their game against the Orlando Magic in order to boycott this. This then followed with the Magic not accepting their forfeit, which should have been for not showing up, and then boycotting as well. And the rest of the NBA was canceled for the next 2 days as a boycott for police brutality. This was then followed suit by the WNBA, MLB, MLS, NHL, tennis players, you name it. Everybody took a stand and showed action in hopes for solving what's going on. A lot of what the NBA players are doing by doing this boycott was, for one, was to bring attention to show that they care more about what's going on in this world than their own money, wallets, pockets, and the game that they play for their careers. There's bigger issues going on. They want to show to everybody that they are passionate about this and they mean what they're saying. They're willing to take action. Also, they're trying to gain momentum from the owners and those powerful people that hopefully help influence change and bring change along with them, because they cannot do this alone. What came from this was great was the Bucks were able to speak to the Wisconsin Lieutenant Governor and Normal Governor to discuss ways to help influence change and bring justice for Jacob Blake and other demonstrations of police brutality. The biggest thing for me that I took impact on me was seeing them use their platform and sacrifice money and time in the game they love and almost giving up a whole entire season. If they're able to do that, there's no difference. That does not mean, that shows that we should be able to do the same and can also have an impact on what's going on, no matter how big or small your platform. So this is me using my platform to talk to you that things must change. We must make a difference. We must fight against police brutality. We must fight against racial injustice. It's time for a change. If I can spread this message to you and hopefully influence one of you to do something different, it'll go a long way. And hopefully you guys can do the same and we start a chain reaction. With all that being said, I believe it's enough to say one last time, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, Lou Olson, Cliff Robinson, and John Thompson. Justice for Jacob Blake. Justice for all those who have lost their lives or suffered with police brutality. Black Lives Matter. That's 5.